Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited to be playing with this Little Monsters release from Tonic. So this is the kit, the stamp kit and dies for the month. So super cute, and I had a lot of fun finally pulling out my markers that I've been neglecting forever, and so we're going to get to having some good times. So here are the components of the kit. You have this adorable stamp set, and then the dies, and then an additional background die. So I'm going to first pull out my MISTI, and I have my regular size MISTI here. So I'm going to be able to stamp all of these at once. I'm using Accent Opaque 100-pound cardstock. That is a wonderful cardstock. I've done a full review on it, and it's extremely affordable. So I'm going to be using that today, and you get to see how that works with my Ohuhu alcohol brush markers. I'm going to use some Memento Tuxedo black ink. That's really good for alcohol markers, so that doesn't bleed into it. If you're new to alcohol coloring with markers, then you're going to want to make sure to use the right ink for your images. Otherwise, you get a lot of bleeding, and it's just not good. So I'm going to stamp that twice, then we'll get to coloring. So I'm only going to show you the coloring for this three-eyed fella. I'm going to be using these yellow markers here, and the reason for that is I did record other coloring, but A, the video would be too long, and B, I zoomed in so much that you couldn't see the markers I was using. So for the Ohuhu markers, they work beautifully. They work best though when you swatch them out first and you know what the colors look like in reality versus just the caps. Can't go by that, and unfortunately you can't really go by the number system that they have either. So for me, what I've done is I've created charts over on my Etsy shop if you want to check those out. And it's basically just where you swatch them out from darkest to lightest. And this way you can have the spectrum in front of you to see which colors you can pull. I am working on a best blends list, but that is taking longer than I had anticipated. But if you don't go to my Etsy shop to pick that up, you can just make your own. But I highly recommend that you see what you're working with. It makes the coloring so much easier and enjoyable, because I don't want to have to just guess or swatch to the side every single time I want to use a marker. So just pull out my chart and I go from there. All right, so we're done coloring up this cutie. And we are going to move into die cutting them. So I have the coordinating dies here, of course, with the kit, and I'm just going to place those on there. You can see my other coloring that I've done, all with the Ohuhu brush tip markers, and I'm going to place down some mint tape on top of this, just so that I can hold them in place and so that they don't move around. I think I accidentally moved one of them around because it didn't come out so great. But hey, it happens. So I'm going to pull out my Gemini Junior die cutting machine, and I'm going to place my images down, and I'm going to run it through my die cutting machine. So this machine is newer to me. I actually had a Gemini Junior, but it broke, or I broke it, and then I ripped it apart, and then my husband couldn't put it back together. So I sprung for a new one. That story had no relevance whatsoever to what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got my images cut out right now, and we're going to start putting together our card. Oh my goodness, look how cute they are. Okay, so I didn't color up all the images. But, all right, I am pulling out my blending brushes here. If you're wondering where I got this rainbow set, I picked it up from Amazon. Super good price. Do you need all these brushes? No, you don't. But I have a problem. And, you know, it just is what it is. So you can use whatever blending brushes you have. I'm also working on my glass mat here, my white glass mat from Glassboard Studios. I'll shout it from the rooftops in every video because I love this thing. I have used this, it's magnetic, so I use this mat when I'm weeding with my Cricut and doing my iron-on projects and whatnot. I use it to hold down stencils. I use it for this purpose. I love it. It has the grids, it's Not the cheapest mat in the world, but it was definitely glad I have it. Okay, so and on that note, 20% off coupon code. I don't think they're getting rid of it. I don't think there's an end date. So they've given me this coupon code to give you. It's in the description box. So if you're interested, check it out. All right, so as you can see, I'm having a grand old time blending on this paper. And this paper, I think, is still accent opaque. So you can get like a great blend on it too. Bristol Smooth would have been even better, but look at how great that is. Oh, I love it. The Oxide colors I'm using, the rainbow, it's just, I'm hoping this brightens your day as much as it does mine. Now I'm going to pull out some of this Shimmer Spritz. And I'm going to put it all over so I can get some water reaction. Now you'll get a lot of water reaction from like watercolor cardstock when you're doing your ink blending, but paper that's not watercolor friendly or for watercoloring, you're going to see a little bit different result. So here I picked up the water, but it left all the shimmer behind. So it's great. Okay, I'm going to take this background dye and I'm going to run it through. And I am going to keep this a slimline size. So when you're using the Gemini Junior, in my opinion, it compresses a lot. So you want to be very careful when you're pulling off your tape because you don't want to rip your project. And I already did the ink blending, so I didn't want to ruin that. Now I'm going to pull out the new scrapbook.com glitter cardstock. I love this stuff. It's a lot thinner than a lot of the cardstocks that I have, but you get like 40 sheets in each paper pack. So I'm here for that. That's what the kids are saying these days, by the way. If you didn't pick up on it, I'm here for that means that you like it. You didn't know you were going to get new lingo lessons here. Okay, so I'm going to put this down onto my glitter cardstock. And I'm going to have that pop through all those circles. They're so fun. This little Hello die is in the set as well. And I'm going to die cut that from the silver cardstock. And then I'm going to layer that up on top of 3 black hellos as well. Give me a little bit of dimension on my card. I'm using Barely Art glue for this. And I get this question a lot. What's the difference between art glitter glue and Barely Art glue? And honestly, the only difference that I have found, because I've been using both, is that the Barely Art can be shipped all year round, whereas the art glitter glue can't ship in the cold. So I love this glue. The company sent me this glue like a year and a half ago, and I have been using the same bottle ever since. It's just like Mary Poppins' purse. Like it never ends. I don't even know, but I do have an extra one just in case. All right, so I'm pulling out some scrapbook.com 2-inch foam tape here, as well as I believe that's the 1-inch. And I'm just going to make this nice and dimensional right on top of my card base, lay that down, and now I have a super fun card. So I guess I did my measurements wrong originally, so I'm just going to lop off the end of that, and we're going to make this a customized slimline card because there's no rules in card making. We're just going with it. Once I get that done, I'm going to pick out placement for my friends here, and I'm going to put down all 3 of these. Look at the green guy. The green guy's face. Oh my God. So once I do that, I'm going to embellish. I'm going to add a couple things, but I'm keeping all of those, I'm pulling out my embellishments here. This is how I store them. So I have this container here. This is from scrapbook.com too. And I am going to just pick out what I want to do. I'm putting some googly eyes on these folks, at least the 2 on the right. I have like really tiny, tiny googly eyes. You see the green guy? Like they're super tiny and they fit him perfectly. So now when you move him around, he's got like crazy eyes. So cute. I'm also keeping the circles that I cut out, and I'm going to make another card and just throw them in there like confetti, like a shaker card. And there is our finished card. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you want to check out Tonic's release on this, you can hit the description box below and that will be linked, as well as all the other things I talked about and I showed in the video. That'll all be down there as well. I will also put some links if you want to check out some of my, like my Amazon storefront has all of my recommendations for money savings. I also have my link tree where you can find other places to connect on social media. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the comments down below and in the next video. Bye-bye.